So I just want to zoom in on what we started talking about yesterday and focusing on it more in detail. The halacha of not eating, the minhag that the Sfaradim have of not eating, and the Ashkenazim also not eating meat during the period of the 9 days, which begins on Rosh Chodesh for Ashkenazim. The period of the 9 days begins on Rosh Chodesh according to everybody, but the restriction of eating meat or chicken begins on the 9 days for the Sfaradim after Rosh Chodesh, which is going to start from Wednesday evening, and from Ashkenazim it's going to begin already by Tuesday evening, like we mentioned already yesterday. Now there's a number of exceptions to this rule, but in general, a person is not allowed to eat meat or chicken during the period of the 9 days. There's a few exceptions. Among the exceptions is children even above the age of chinuch, especially because the children are weak and they need it for the health. It's permitted for them to consume chicken or meat during the 9 days. There's no need to be strict on them, except right before the bar mitzvah, a year or two before. Then already a person should already get them in the mode of not eating meat and not eating meat or chicken. But until that point, they're able to. A pregnant or nursing woman that needs it for the child inside the body or for the milk supply, and it's going to negatively affect the child or the milk supply, she's also allowed to have meat and chicken during this time. And anybody who was considered a chole she'im bo sakana, chole sheish bo sakana for sure, even a chole that's not in a state of sakana is able, if the doctor said you need to have meat, you need to have chicken in order to strengthify yourself, to make yourself get back on your feet, that a person also is able to consume meat during this time, during the period of the 9 days. Now, on Shabbat Chazon, which is this upcoming Shabbat, the Shabbat preceding Tisha B'Av, which is going to be this Shabbat, Parshat Devarim, Shabbat Chazon, a person has no restriction of eating meat and drinking wine. The entire thing is completely lifted, and a person is allowed to eat meat and drink wine on Shabbat like regular. There's no difference between this and any other Shabbat. And there's also a discussion about on Erev Shabbat to taste the food of the Shabbat food. So over there, if a person wants to taste the food in order to see if it has enough, to make sure that it has enough flavor and everything like that, that's also allowed mi'ikar din, even to swallow the food. The are poskim that a machmir, the person shouldn't swallow, he should just taste it and spit it out. That's a chumrah. A person can take a little bit just to taste, but again, the tasting is l'shem, to make sure it tastes good, not to just taste a little bit of this, a little bit of that for the fun of it. It means to taste it in order to know if it has the right taste. And also on Motzei Shabbat, there's a discussion if a person is allowed to have the leftover from the Shabbat food. A person should l'chatchila, if a person wants to be safe, he shouldn't eat it. But if he wants to eat it, he has what to rely on, especially if he usually eats meat on Motzei Shabbat. Okay, we're talking about for Malav Malka. We're not talking about for Malav Malka, or yeah. And a person, it's asur for a person to make extra with that in mind. Okay, I'm going to make extra food on Shabbat, so I'll have it Motzei Shabbat and I have it for Malav Malka, whatever. That's not allowed. We're talking about someone who he made a regular amount and he had a little extra, and that's a discussion. Again, l'chatchila, the best thing is to not to eat it. Give it to the kids, freeze it if you want, but don't eat it. But if a person wants to eat it, yesh lo mashi yismoch, he has what to rely on to eat it. Tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem, we'll discuss a few more cases in the sugya of the meat during the 9 days. B'chavod.